candidates in Oyo State ahead of the 2027 general elections, presenting for sustainable governance, which they said has made it easier for the party to confer support across the state. They appealed to party members to remain steadfast and support all candidates who emerged through consensus, urging members of both the APM and the PDP in the alliance to work together in the interest of peace, unity, and electoral success. Addressing the stakeholders, Honorable Bimbo Adekunbi appreciated members for their unwavering commitment to the party, describing the visit as an opportunity to strengthen ties with the grassroots. He urged party leaders to ensure fairness and inclusiveness in the distribution of party benefits, pledging to remain just and equitable to all stakeholders. Party leaders from the two local government areas, including Chief Julius Akinshola, Chief Oribayo Okeyode, and former aspirant Otumba Oluseye Opatoki, pledged their unwavering commitment to the party's victory in the 2027 general elections. With banners and posters to reaffirm their loyalty to the party and demonstrate their acceptance of its candidates. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
We now take a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Our bodies get serums, washes, lotions, cleansers, scrubs. But underarms only get deodorant? That's why our new breakthrough formula contains pure hyaluron and vitamin C to deeply care for your underarms for a softer and even skin tone in 2 weeks. With 72 hours sweat and odor protection, try the new Nivea Derma Control Natural Tone because your underarms deserve more. Nivea is for skin.
The joys of life are found in moments that makes us wonder, then fill our hearts with laughter. Moments we risk it all for a craving, but the reward makes it all worth it. Moments when you remind everyone of your greatness. Moments when you feel like you need a hero, then you realize you're the hero you've always needed.
Collect 10 unique moments and win big in the My Indomie Moments promo.
Alert! Today's car just pulled in.
What is new? Why are you people staring at me like this? Wonderful.
How about now?
See these jokers. So you want hide better thing from your uncle?
New Pure Bliss Gold, now in 3 delicious flavors for your delightful indulgence.
Ah, Pure Bliss Gold, no that.
Welcome back. The federal government says it will institutionalize the National Learning Assessment every 3 years as part of efforts to tackle learning poverty and improve the quality of education across the country. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this today in Abuja after monitoring the ongoing 2026 National Learning Assessment in selected public and private schools in the FCT. It was gathered that the minister visited Government Secondary School, Kuje, Junior Secondary School, Kuje Central, and Topaz Model School, Kuje, to assess the exercise. Alausa said the exercise would henceforth be conducted every 3 years, adding that the Universal Basic Education Commission had been directed to make budgetary provision for it from 2029. The federal government has been urged to engage critical stakeholders in developing a workable framework for the proposed 12-year basic education policy. Experts also called for a comprehensive review of the curriculum every 5 years to ensure it reflects the changing needs of society. An education measurement and evaluation expert, Professor Adams Onuka, and an educationist, Dr. Muiwa Bangboshe, made the call while analyzing the federal government's proposed merger of the junior and senior secondary school systems on BCOS Television's Breakfast Current Affairs program, AM 120. Our reporter, Olamide Wolabi, who monitored the program, has the details.
Analyzing the topic, GSS-SSS schools merger, solution or setback, on the AM120 program, an education measurement and evaluation expert, Professor Adams Onuka, identified poor policy implementation and evaluation as major challenges confronting Nigeria's education sector, noting that many government policies fail because they are not effectively implemented. Professor Onuka observed that the 6334 education system fell short of public expectations. However, he stressed that educational reforms are inevitable to meet evolving societal needs, adding that the success of the proposed 12-year basic education policy will depend largely on effective implementation. Speaking on Nigeria's over 20 million out-of-school children, he urged government to identify and address the root causes of the problem through proper research, emphasizing that weak implementation has continued to undermine efforts to improve the education sector. Also speaking on the program, an educationist, Dr. Muyiwa Bangboshe, said Nigeria often seeks solutions to educational challenges, but therefore carry its diverse population and varying educational needs. Dr. Bangboshe therefore advocated an education system that is dynamic, flexible, and responsive to emerging realities. Both analysts agreed that the proposed merger could either be a solution or a setback depending on the framework adopted and the quality of implementation. They emphasized that adequate funding, regular curriculum reviews, and effective collaboration among government and other critical stakeholders are essential to the success of the proposed policy. Olamide Wolabi, BCOS News.
The Oyo State Police Command has arrested suspected members of the Eye confraternity during a coordinated intelligence-led operation in Ogbomoso, recovering firearms and other dangerous weapons. Police say the operation is part of ongoing efforts to rid the state of cultism and other violent crimes. Staff reporter Adebayo Abdurrafi was at the Oyo State Police Command headquarters to bring this report.
Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU Ele Ibadan. Addressing journalists, the police public relations officer, DSP Ayonlade Olayinka, said the operation followed credible intelligence provided by members of the public, indicating that members of the Eye confraternity were planning a gathering at a location in Ogbomoso. He explained that upon receiving the information on the 1st of July 2026, the Commissioner of Police, CP Abimbola Lugbenga, directed the commander of the Violent Crime Response Unit to immediately deploy operatives to the area According to him, the officers mounted surveillance at the location and successfully arrested the suspects without incident. The police spokesperson disclosed that 4 cut-to-size pistols, 2 axes, 1 cutlass, and other incriminating items allegedly belonging to the cult group were recovered during the operation.
Having laid surveillance at the said area, we were able to move on their locations, and these young men here were arrested. Each and every one of them have confessed to their involvement, different involvement in the year confraternity. Of course, one of them have confessed to be the number one, and several other postings they hold in the confraternity. This is one of several other achievements of the command.
DSP Anyolade said the suspects had made useful statements admitting varying levels of involvement in the activities of the Eye confraternity, with some allegedly occupying leadership positions within the group. He appealed to residents of the state to sustain their support for the police by providing timely and credible information capable of exposing criminal activities, assuring that all suspects will be charged to court at the conclusion of investigations. One of the suspects, identified as Odedapo Victor, a 300-level transport management student of Ladoke Akintola University, who was identified by police as the group's leader, admitted assuming the leadership role about 3 months ago. He claimed he was introduced to the confraternity in 2018 by an associate in Lagos, who is now deceased but denied participating in any criminal activities.
I am a member of the Supreme Eye confraternity, and I am now the leader of the Supremest Eye confraternity.
Another suspect, Julius Oladile, popularly known as JY Exchange and identified as the immediate past leader of the group, said he had completed his university studies and was awaiting mobilization for the National Youth Service Corps. He claimed the group carried weapons solely for self-defense against rival cult groups.
I became a member from a street brother. His name is Starboy. He was my godfather in this confraternity. I've not been involved in any form of killing or crime or anything pertaining to that, sir. There are so many confraternities, and some of them may behave like trying to cause violence, so that's why we just used to have it. We don't even used to walk around with it. None of us were caught with it. It was after we were caught, before the interrogation and everything, before they started searching for this. Just something to protect maybe whenever violence occurs. Not that we usually even take it along while going anywhere, sir.
The Oyo State Police Command reaffirmed its commitment to tackling court-related violence and other criminal activities across the state, urging residents to remain vigilant and continue to partner with security agencies in the fight against crime. Adebayo Abdurrafi, BCOS News.
We have another time out. Please don't go anywhere.
Nice little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Get whiter teeth with the new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal compound for PhD students. Rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it. Because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The Rotary Club of Ibadan has inaugurated Rotarian Musa Mbusari Akiri as its 65th president, alongside members of the new board of directors. The ceremony, held at the Rotary Clubhouse near Gonku GRA, Ibadan, attracted past district governors, presidents, and invited guests who all gathered to witness the official change of leadership and reaffirm Rotary's commitment to humanitarian service. Staff reporter Bimisola Adibayo has the details.
The inauguration ceremony marks the official transition of leadership within the Rotary Club Ibadan, one of the oldest Rotary clubs in Nigeria. The event featured the inauguration of Rotarian Musa Busari Akiri as the club's 65th president and the inauguration of members of the new board of directors for the 2026-2027 Rotary year. In his valedictory speech, the outgoing president, Rotarian Olufisayo Ogunbadejo, appreciated members for their support throughout his administration. He highlighted achievements in membership growth, financial stability, leadership development, and community service, just as he urged members to sustain the club's culture of selfless service.
We set some goals last Rotary year, and with your support, we achieved 90% of them. The foundation we laid last year is what made lasting impact possible. We repainted PDK the Mozart Hall and PDK Adedoyin Adelekun Seminar Hall, replaced all the 10 ceiling fans, we service all the AC, procured 20 armless chairs, 3 industrial standing fans, upgrade the toilet facilities, and procure meeting essentials.
In his acceptance speech, the new president, Rotarian Musa Busari Akiri, pledged to lead with integrity and transparency. He outlined his administration's priorities to include strengthening the club, improving members' welfare, promoting quality membership growth, and implementing sustainable projects that address critical community needs.
We emphasize retention through meaningful engagement, mentorship, and opportunity for leadership. For leadership development, a vibrant and growing membership will ensure sustainability and relevance of our club for the generation to come. Instead of the Rotary lies in its people, we pay special attention to the welfare and well-being of our members. We will celebrate milestones together, support one another during difficult times, and foster stronger bonds of friendship.
The ceremony featured goodwill messages from distinguished guests and presentation of awards to deserving members. Other highlights included formal induction of the new board of directors, reflecting Rotary's enduring spirit of fellowship and service as the new administration begins its tenure. Members expressed confidence that the incoming leadership will build on the achievements of previous administrations and further strengthen Rotary Club Ibadan's impact on communities through meaningful and sustainable service. Bimisola Adibayo, BCOS News.
A devastating fire outbreak has ravaged the popular Bode market in Ibadan, destroying more than 100 shops and goods worth millions of naira. Residents said the inferno started in the early hours of Friday, leaving many traders stranded and counting their losses. Staff reporter Olubumi Lawal was there, and her report is presented by Bimisola Adebayo.
The popular herb section of Bode Market in Ibadan are lamenting heavy losses following a fire outbreak that occurred in the early hours of Friday. Eyewitnesses and victims said the inferno engulfed several shops, destroying goods, property, and means of livelihood accumulated over many years. Many of the affected traders, visibly distressed, were seen assessing the extent of the damage while appealing to governments and well-meaning individuals for assistance to help them recover from the incident.
ẹjọ́ nítorí ọlọ́ áùsù wa o àánú la bèrè fún òkìjọba kó jọ kó bá wà lọ́wọ́. gbogbo ọjà wa ó dojú wú ni tó jẹ́ kó jóná táàrí pínlẹ̀ báyìí mú ó sì tún wá tó àwọn gàmá mi tán wà nínú tí wọ́n wà ní òpó mú rí pínlẹ̀ báyìí yọ̀bọ̀dé.
The Babaloja General of Oyo State, Alhaji Yekin Abbas, who led members of the market leadership on a sympathy visit to the scene, expressed gratitude that no life was lost in the incident. He assured the victims that efforts will be made to secure government intervention to cushion the effects of the disaster. Speaking on behalf of the chairman of Oyo State Fire Services Agency, the director of operation, Engineer Adeleke, disclosed that a distress call was received at about 4:33 a.m. He said firefighters were immediately deployed to the scene, but many of the affected shops had already been engulfed by flames before their arrival. He, however, noted that the agency successfully contained the fire and prevented it from spreading to other sections of the market.
I cannot say precisely what caused the fire because the post-fire investigation is going on. But what I can say as a professional that can lead to the fire incident is that most of the things that they store here, so the kind of materials that can absorb it by itself and then set itself on fire.
Bode Market is one of the largest markets in Ibadan, serving as a major hub for the sale of herbs, animal skins, and other traditional products.
We're due for another commercial break. News around the world will be right back. Please stay tuned.
The joys of life are found in moments that make us wonder, then fill our hearts with laughter. Moments we risk it all for a craving, but the reward makes it all worth it. Moments when you remind everyone of your greatness. Moments when you feel like you need a hero. Then you realize you're the hero you've always needed.
Collect 10 unique moments and win big in the My Indomie Moments promo.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pearl extract. For visibly radiant and even toned skin in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, for your shade of beautiful.
Welcome back. Over now to the sports segment of the news. Please don't go anywhere.
Good evening, you welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajewole.
Nigeria's under-17 girls team, the Flamingos, faced neighbors Benin Republic on Saturday in the first leg of their third and final qualifying round for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The tie, hosted in Ogun State, leaves Nigeria just 2 matches away from securing another appearance at the global finals in Morocco. The Flamingos advanced with authority, trashing Guinea 11-0 on aggregate. Coach Akim Busari's side have impressed with attacking flair, defensive solidity, and tactical maturity. Captain Harmony Chidi started 5 goals, while Oluwakemi Adegbuyi and the PC Queen Joseph provided further firepower. Benin, who beat Sierra Leone 5-1 on aggregate to reach this stage, who looked to cause an upset. But Nigeria entered the tie as strong favourites with a proud record in African youth football, including bronze at the 2022 World Cup. So with football, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets, 5-time world champion, have departed for a 4-nation China International Youth Football Tournament in Yuanchan from 5th to 11th of July 2026. The 20-player squad coached by Uweja Mumori Eboborishe will face host China, Australia and Tanzania at the Chuan Sports Center, Helshin Stadium. The tournament serves as key preparation for the WAFU B Under-17 Championship in September. On the foreign scene, Gonzalo Ramos scored a 94 to send Portugal into the last 16 of the World Cup, coming from behind to beat Croatia in a dramatic knockout clash. Cristiano Ronaldo opened his World Cup knockout account with a penalty, cancelling out Ivan Perishic's strike. Josko Vardio thought he had won it for Croatia in stoppage time, but VAR ruled the goal for offside. Ramos rose higher from Rafael Leao cross to spark celebrations. Portugal will face Spain in the last 16 on Monday, 6th of July at the Dallas Stadium in Texas. In other football news, the German Football Association, DFB, is seeking talks with Jurgen Klopp to become the new men's national team coach after Julian Nagelsmann resigned following Germany's last 32 exit at the World Cup. Nagelsmann, who requested to leave after a penalty shootout defeat to Paraguay, has been in charge since 2023. The DFB confirmed it has terminated his contract and noted Klopp's willingness to discuss the role. Finally, in Sport News tonight, Lewis Hamilton set the pace in the first practice for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, finishing 0.213 seconds ahead of championship leader Kimi Antonelli. Charles Leclerc placed third, with George Russell fourth. Oscar Piastri was fifth despite a spin, while Max Verstappen struggled to sixth. A record 500,000 fans are expected at Silverstone this weekend.
And that will be all. And it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby Atwoli.
Thanks, Toby. On the foreign scene, at least 32 people were killed and 16 others injured after an overcrowded passenger bus plunged into a ravine in southwestern Pakistan. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others, now presented by Bimbo Akombi.
The bus was traveling from Quetta to Peshawar when it crashed in the Dana Sar mountain range on the border between Baluchistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provinces at about 0800 local time on Friday. The government official at Zob Hospital told press that a total of 40 people, including a number of women and children, had been on board when the accident happened. Because of the crash is under investigation. But preliminary reports suggest a steering fault may have led the driver to lose control before skidding off the mountain range. Photographs from the scene showed the deadly damaged bus following its plunge to the bottom of the ravine. Officials confirmed the injured were taken to the district headquarters hospital in Zob, about 68 kilometers from the crash site. France has said it recorded an increase of more than 2,000 deaths during the last week over a record-breaking European heatwave in June, as forecasters warn of further extreme temperatures on the continent in the next few days. Deaths rose 29% in the last week of June compared to the week before, with French Health Minister Stéphane Rist adding that there had been a clear increase in deaths among those over 45. France saw its hottest day ever on average countrywide on 24th June, with temperatures hitting almost 41 centigrade in Paris and half the nation placed under a red heat alert. News of the death toll comes with parts of Europe, including the UK, braced for more searing temperatures from this weekend. Climate change is driving up temperatures around the world, but particularly in Europe. It is the fastest warming continent, eating up twice as fast as the global average, according to the Copernicus Climate Services. A Ukrainian woman has been identified as the main suspect for a parcel bombing in Monaco that seriously wounded a sanctioned Ukrainian multimillionaire and two others. An Interpol red notice has been issued for Anastasia Berezovska, 39, who speaks German and is wanted for attempted murder, placing an explosive device on a public road with criminal intent and criminal conspiracy. Police are looking into identifying any possible accomplices as they continue to search for the named suspect. Just before 2100, that is 1900 GMT on Monday, an individual left a package in the entrance hall of a small apartment building, followed by an explosion shortly afterwards. The explosion happened just as three residents were entering, a couple and a 13-year-old. The suspect, pictured on CCTV cameras wearing a dark bucket hat, was then seen fleeing towards the French commune of Beausoleil. Monaco's prosecutor thanked police from Monaco and France for their cooperation, which made it possible to identify in a particularly short time the person suspected of having carried out the attacks. Bimbo Akombi, BCOS News.
To end news around the world, here again are the top stories. Another batch of Nigerians evacuated from South Africa amid ongoing anti-migrant violence arrived safely at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, on Friday as the federal government continued efforts to bring home citizens affected by the unrest. The Oyo State House of Assembly has given legislative concurrence to Governor Seyi Makinde's request for a 330 billion naira budget realignment and supplementary appropriation to pave the way for accelerated execution of key infrastructure projects and other priority government programs across the state. On the foreign scene, a devastating fire outbreak has ravaged a popular that's still in the Oyo State. A devastating fire outbreak has ravaged the popular Bode market in Ibadan, destroying more than 100 shops and goods worth millions of naira. And now on the foreign scene, at least 32 people were killed and 16 others injured after an overcrowded passenger bus plunged into a ravine in southwestern Pakistan. BCOS TV is now on Niger TV app, and you can watch us from any part of the world. BCOS website